Hello, I'm Annei, and I go to Yongwon Junior High in 9th grade. I'm very pleased to meet you all. Today, I'd like to talk about my superhero or pop group BTS's activities and their concert tour. I was just crazy about BTS and their music. I fell in love with their music when I was 13. It made me crazy and want to dance and arouse my enthusiasm. So, I went to a concert with my best friend 2 years ago. Thanks to my parents' dropped a car, it took over 5 hours to the concert in the city of Seoul. The concert made me butterfly inside me, and I've been listening BTS's song whenever I can, and listening to their music couldn't stop dance myself since. That's the reason why, the more I dance, puts me in a good mood myself at the dance club with other BTS lovers. I'm so proud of them and the later live stage shows featuring this diverse dance. The Korea Time has said, the Korea Foundation said that last year's show was largely in part due to the popularity of the Korean boy group BTS. The meaning of Bangtan, it is the shoot from the bullet. BTS, 방탄소년단, is also known as Bangtan Boys, is a 7-member South Korean boy band that began formation in 2010 and debuted in 2013. The K-pop merchandise market is enjoying strong sale, led by BTS, which is sweeping global music chart in the US, UK, and Japan. Their tour journey begins in 2014 to 2015, moderate success and first concert tour. They have sold over 10 million albums over tours. Their effort and successful result in the tour mission brought in February 2019, BTS attended the 61st Grammy Awards as award presenters. They perform at the venue. You all know the stadium is a landmark venue where famous pop singers, including Michael Jackson and Queen, had played the iconic stage there. BTS became the first Korean group to hit the venue. In 2020, they performed the single Dynamite, debuted at #1 on the US Billboard Hot 100 chart with over 260,000 pure sales for it. They make their own MTV. Therefore, Video Music Awards debuted with the first live performance of Dynamite and won 4 awards: Best Group, Best Choreography, Best K-pop, Best Pop Video, and Best K-pop. On October 14, they won first prize in the Billboard Music Awards and won the Top Social Artist Awards, becoming their first consecutive year of winning the award. They also served the community, and donation was intended to have been made in secret. Later that year, BTS officially launched the Alumni Cell campaign, an initiative dedicated to funding several social programs to prevent voice and Later that year, BTS officially launched the Alumni Sub-campaign, an initiative dedicated to funding several social programs to prevent violence against children and teens and to provide support from victims of violence in partnership with the Korean Community for UNICEF to provide quality education and training for young people. They make a guest appearance on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. He said, the biggest boy band on the planet, BTS. They performed Idol, and the topic interview was, where does BTS want to be in 10 years? Another show on CBS, the host Stephen Colbert, that invites a well-known singer and introduces BTS as a guest. The host sang, global supergroup BTS make a pit stop on their Love Yourself World Tour to introduce themselves from the same stage where America met the Beatles. First Korean acts to reach #1 on the Billboard chart, and they just became the first group since the Beatles to earn 3 #1 albums in less than a year. On the air, they sang one of the hit songs of the Beatles, Hey Jude, to the audience, which I loved it very much. BTS gives a UN speech about loving yourself, which Aaron gave a speech at the UN headquarters in New York. I think this is a speech that will remain in history. What is your name? What are your beliefs? Yesterday's me, today's me, tomorrow's me. Nowadays, all nations say this word. the fourth industrial, and so on. Too much suffering from society, race, and religion objectify people with money and information rather than human dignity. The message of RM to the new generation has nothing to say except that it's so beautiful and wonderful. I will hear this speech over and over. To love yourself. I'm gonna copy his speech and try to practice that perfectly just like him. This is BTS gives a UN speech about love yourself. Thank you, Mr. Secretary General, UNICEF Executive Director, and all the excellencies and distinguished guests from across the world. My name is Kim Namjoon, also known as RM, the lead of the group BTS. It is an incredible honor to be invited to an occasion with such significance for today's young generation. Last November, BTS launched the Love Myself campaign in UNICEF, built in our belief that true love first begins with loving myself. We've been partnering with UNICEF and violence program to protect children and young people all over the world from violence. And our fans have become a major part of this campaign with their action and with their enthusiasm. We truly have the best fans in the world, and I'd like to begin by talking about myself. I was born in Ilsan, a city near Seoul, South Korea. It is a really beautiful place with a lake, hills, and even an annual flower festivals. I spent a very happy childhood there, and I was just an ordinary boy. I used to look up at the night sky and wonder. I used to dream the dreams of a boy. I used to imagine that I was a superhero who could save the world. In an intro to one of our early albums, there's a line that says, "My heart stopped when I was maybe 9 or 10. Looking back, I think that's when I began to worry about what other people thought of me and started seeing myself through their eyes. I stopped looking up at the night skies, the stars. I stopped daydreaming. Instead, I just tried to jam myself into the words that other people made. Soon, I began to shut out my own voice and started to listen to the voices of others. No one called out my name, and neither did I. My heart stopped and my eyes closed shut. So, like this, we, all lost our names. We became like ghosts. But I had one sanctuary, and that was music. There was a small voice inside of me that says, "Wake up, man, and listen to yourself." But it took me quite a long time to hear music calling my real name. Even after making the decision to join BTS, there were a lot of others. Some people might not believe, but most people thought that we were hopeless. And sometimes I just wanted to quit. But I think I was very lucky that I didn't give it all up. And I'm sure that I and we will keep stumbling and falling like this. BTS have become artists performing in those huge stadiums and selling millions of albums right now, but I am still an ordinary 24 years old guy. If there anything that I achieved, it was only possible that I have my other BTS member right by my side, and because of the love and the support that our army fans over the world made for us. And maybe I made a mistake yesterday, but yesterday's me is still me. Today, I'm who I am with all my faults and my mistakes. Tomorrow, I might be a tiny bit wiser, and that will be me too. These faults and mistakes are what I'm making up the brighter stars in the constellation of my life. I have come to love myself for who I am, for who I was, and for who I hope to become. I'd like to say one last thing. After releasing our Love Myself albums and launching the Love Myself campaign, we start to hear remarkable stories from our fans all over the world. How message helped them overcome their hardship in life and start loving themselves. The stories constantly remind us of our responsibility. So, let's take all one more step. We have learned to love ourselves. So, now I urge you to speak yourself. I'd like to ask all of you, what is your name? What excites you and makes your heart beat? Tell me your story. I want to hear your voice. I want to hear your conviction. No matter who you are, where you're from, your skin color, your gender identity, speak yourself. Find your name and find your voice by speaking yourself. I'm Kim Namjoon and also arm of BTS. I'm an idol and I'm an artist from a small town in Korea. Like most people, I've made many and plenty mistakes in my life. I have many faults and I have many more fears. But I'm gonna embrace myself as hard as I can. And I'm starting to love myself gradually, just little by little. What is your name? Speak yourself. Thank you very much. This is the end of his speech. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I hope to see you again next time.